Hi, I'm Susie Miller, the Better Relationship Coach, and I'm committed to helping you create better relationships in just 30 days or less, even if you're the only one making an effort. And on today's episode of Better Relationship TV, we're going to be talking about working from your commitments and not your emotions. And this is Bella. She's my little puppy, my little buddy. She hangs out with me and she'll be on a lot of our episodes. And the big joke in our family is after our kids grew up and moved out, I got a puppy. So my husband will say, now that we can travel whenever we want and we don't have to worry about who's watching our kids, I got a puppy. And so now we have dog care versus child care. But that's a great segue into working from your commitments and not from your emotions. Let's be honest. There's days we don't feel like doing things we've committed to do. We don't feel like being, I wake up, I don't feel like being a mom. There's days I don't feel like exercising. I don't feel like going to work. There's certainly days I don't feel like walking my puppy. But I've committed to doing these things. I mean, once you're a mom, you're always a mom, so you really can't wiggle out that commitment. But I think it's really fair to say there's times when we don't feel like it. We want to sleep in, or we don't feel like dealing with the hassle of homework, or parenting our kids in a way that helps them grow into responsible adults versus just giving in. I mean, we've all done that. I've been in the grocery store, and the commitment of no candy before dinner, and our kids pitching a fit, and we've just had it. We're done. And we just want them to be quiet, and we want some peace, and we give in, and we work from our emotions of the moment, not our commitments. And so what I want to say is, if you begin to think about when you have emotions that get in the way of fulfilling your commitments, you have to pause, and you have to think, what's more important to me? Now, I'm not saying don't feel your feelings. Absolutely, feel your feelings. I don't feel like doing this right now, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to do it. When we let our feelings rule us, we pretty much are tossed to and fro based on the mood of the moment. If we let our commitments rule us, then our lives are based on what we committed to doing, what we said we wanted to do in a far more rational moment. I mean, nobody makes really good decisions when they're tired and worn out and stressed, but in a moment of, brainstorming or planning out your year or goal setting, you made a commitment to maybe write this much every day or post a blog this many times a week, or like me, post a video. And I don't always feel like doing it. There's days that it's just not fun, or it's just work, or, you have bad hair days, or, what I call fat and ugly days. And it's just a tough day to do a video or to show up. And so what I want to remind you is that activity always precedes motivation. Now think about that. When you go to exercise, I don't love getting ready and going to the gym. But halfway through my, kickboxing class, I'm like, I love exercise. I don't do this all the time. Or if I'm busy and don't want to take a break to take my puppy for a walk, then I get outside and I get moving and I'm like, I love this. I should take a walk every hour or 2 hours on the hour. That would be a great way to stay, energized. So remember, activity precedes motivation. And when you do your activity based on your commitments, not based on your emotions, you get things done, you follow through, and you feel good about yourself. It is a boost. So in relationships, what that means is you make decisions based on your commitment. Your commitment to be faithful, your commitment to be present, your commitment to come home at a certain time so you can be around in the evening for your wife and your kids, your commitment to take a night off so you have a date night, your commitment to show up at kids' events and be present to do homework, and all those things that when you're tired at the end of the day, you don't feel like doing. And so if I can just remind you this week to be aware when you're not feeling it, to think, I'm going to work from my commitments and not from my emotions. And then, keep tabs. See if your activity precedes motivation, and let me know what you think and how it works for you. So that's this week's episode of Better Relationship TV, and I'll see you next week.